Just sitting down for some lunch and got thinking about, no, continued thinking about this morning and how this morning went down. My son, he's 9. We adopted him when he was 5. He came to us through foster care when he was 2.5. His childhood trauma goes back. We have neglect, abuse, abandonment. Today he decided that he does not need me anymore. And this would be okay if he could do anything on his own. However, he still does not have the executive functioning to figure out what needs to go first and how to follow a routine. So that makes it very hard for him to get from point A to point B with all of his stuff. For example, he might walk out of his bedroom ready to go to school and his pants are inside out or backwards, or he only has one sock on, or maybe he doesn't even have pants on. This has happened before. And he thinks, I'm ready to go. And I look at him and I say, Bud, I think you're missing something. He says, nope, I'm ready to go. So he has all that neglect. He got left alone a lot. So his ability to trust adults, it's not there. So he doesn't think when I tell him to do something that I am trustworthy, that I know what I'm talking about. He needs to figure it out on his own, which would be okay if he wasn't 9. However, I have to toe the line of telling him what he needs to do in a way that makes it sound more of his idea, not my idea. So this morning, he's mad because he has been asking me to put twists in his hair because all the boys at school have long hair. And he likes the look of the twists in the hair. So I sat him down last night and I warned him. I said, buddy, you are very tender-headed. This is going to hurt. So he knew it was going to hurt, but I think it hurt a lot more than what he was expecting. He doesn't like his hair getting brushed, and I've been trying to talk to him into cutting his hair so it was shorter so we didn't have to brush it so much. So he's sitting there, and I can tell he's in pain, and he's doing his best to get through it, and it's like an hour of brushing through his long curly hair and getting all the twists in just right. And then I say, go look in the mirror, tell me what you think. And he looks and he's thinking, it's not what he thought it was going to be, because the boys who have twists in their hair at school, they have much longer hair. So his twists just kind of look like noodles or worms on his head, and he doesn't like it. So I say, well, let's just leave it in overnight. Let's put your do-rag on and you go to bed, and we'll think about it in the morning, and if you don't like it, you can brush it out. This morning, the issue was he didn't like his hair. He liked how it felt when he ran his hand through it. He's very sensory like that, but he didn't like how it looked because it didn't look like the other boys. They had longer hair. So he was mad because I didn't have time to brush out his hair. It takes a very long time to brush out his hair, and he wanted it done right now. Well, turns out I have 4 kids, and morning routine is very hard. We're getting everything done. Everybody's eating. We're making lunches. We're getting out the door. And so he was giving me a bunch of attitude, very rude. He has a reserved attitude bucket just for mom. His abuser was his mother, so he takes that out on me, and he has a lot of guilt of how he reacted in his situations with his biological mom. So he saves a lot of attitude for me, and I take it as best I can most days. Today was not a very good day for me. So I said, hey, buddy, you can't talk to me like that. You can't talk to me like that. That's not okay. If you think you're ready for school and you don't need any more help, go outside. So he goes outside and he gets in the car. He's ready to go to school. It's really early. Totally not time to go to school yet for him. He still has quite a bit of other stuff he's got to do. He's out there. He doesn't have a coat on. I'm not even sure what he has in his backpack. He doesn't have his lunch yet. I send one of the girls out with his lunch. At some point, he decides he's ready to go to school, so he walks to school, which is okay. We live really close to school. He just walks up the hill. We're not even on the road. And I get thinking, I knew way back when, that I was not going to be able to handle this. That there were going to be times where I was not going to handle my child the best that I possibly can. I remember sitting in court for adoption, and they ask you all these questions. You have to go sit up on the witness stand. They ask you all these questions about, are you capable of adopting? Like, are you financially set? Do you have any questions? And then the big question is, do you have any doubts about this adoption, about bringing this child into your home? And you have to be sworn in, and you're not supposed to lie because it's court and that stuff is illegal. So I'm all sworn in, and I'm sitting up there, and I look at the DA, the district attorney who's asking me this question, do you have any doubts about adopting this child? And I look at them, and I know they want me to say no. That's what they want. That's what they expect. That's what probably every other adoptive parent has said. No, I am all set. I want this adoption to go through. And here I am sitting going, yeah, I don't think there's a parent out there who has ever been told that they're about to be a mom or a dad and has thought, yep, I got this in the bag. I have no doubts. I know exactly what I'm doing. Perfect. Bring on all the kids. And I looked at her and I said, I am scared. I am very scared. I know nothing about raising an African American child, especially a male African American child. That child's going to have a much different life than I had, and I'm going to have to learn on my feet. I'm going to have to really, really look into my resources, and I'm going to have to research, and I'm going to have to work harder at being a mom for this child. I'm going to have to work really hard to be the mother he needs so that he can be successful. And so I was reflecting on that today while I was doing dishes and getting myself something ready to eat for lunch, which is probably cold by now. But I just thought, you knew this was going to happen. You knew it was going to be hard. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but the fact that I'm aware that it's hard, and I'm aware that it's not going to go the way I want it to go all the time, makes it a little bit easier. I can go back to what I said in court, even not knowing that that's what I was going to say at the time, and think, I'm so glad I didn't lie. I'm so glad I said what I was really thinking, that I was scared. I'm still scared. Every day I'm scared. Every day is different. No day is the same. But I also know that because I'm willing to put in the extra work and to think about these things makes me the right person for this job. Not just walking in and saying, I can do it, I got this. But knowing that every day I'm going to have to relearn how to parent each and every single one of my children, because every day is different. You never know how they're going to wake up. You never know what behavior you're going to get. Not everybody is ready for that, but it's something you have to know. Something you have to know and be willing to work at. It's easy to give up and get frustrated and say, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm not cut out for this. But you will find out more about yourself working harder to meet their needs than you think possible. I've learned more about my emotional health and my physical health and how I relate to stress just by learning more about how their brains are working and how the stress response system is built. I wish I knew that when we first started. That was something that we weren't completely aware of when we started fostering. I was not ready for the intense behavioral shifts from one day to the next. I was prepared for children like myself, or the children that I had babysat in the past, or the children that I had seen in the classroom. I was prepared for those kind of kids. And when the children showed up and they did not meet what my expectations were, I got scared. I got scared for myself. I got scared that I wasn't good enough for the children. I got scared that I wasn't going to meet the children's needs and help them get back with their biological families. It's hard being scared, but it also helps push you to be a better person. If everything was easy, we'd all be really lazy. But I think the fact that every day I have to work at being a better parent, every day I have to work at being a better person, puts my mind frame in, how can I be a better person? How can I be a better mom today? Not tomorrow, not yesterday. I can't focus on what happened yesterday, because yesterday, I'm going to tell you right now, yesterday was a shit show. I have no idea what happened, but all of a sudden, Saturday afternoon came around and it was just miserable. All of the children they all wanted something, but didn't know what it was. And so their behaviors were, I want something, I need something, but I'm unable to tell you and communicate what that need or want is. So it was mostly just me struggling all day to meet their physical needs. Let's make sure you have snack. Let's make sure you are fed. You're all tired but refusing to take a nap. Awesome. So Sunday was kind of like the aftermath of Saturday. Sunday I was like, oh, look, got to go to church and we're going to sit there. And the girls were super cozy, just sat by me the whole time. I just held them. I think they just really needed that, like, personal time with mom, which usually is the case, is they just need extra cuddles and extra love time. But they got extra. One of them even fell asleep, which, yay, falling asleep anytime. I don't care where we are. They fall asleep, that's awesome. That's what they need. They need a lot of sleep. Coming home from church is always interesting, because after that quiet kind of like meditative state of being in church and then cramming everybody back in the car and going home and everybody's yelling because they were just quiet for so long, and my husband's frustrated because the car's not quiet. He's used to driving around in the truck. You know, he can do whatever he wants, and he's not used to being in the car with 5 other personalities, 5 other voices. Welcome to my world, buddy. So we get home and things just kind of start falling apart. I didn't make the right waffles. I didn't make the right pancakes. She wanted waffles. She wanted pancakes. It's like, it's not a restaurant, guys. Mama's trying her best. Then it's just one thing after next. And now I just look around the house and I'm like, man, it's like a bomb went off absolutely everywhere. I was trying to get work done. My husband's trying to dehydrate beef jerky. I got laundry everywhere. Toys are everywhere. Socks. Dog hair everywhere. And it's just like, I had to take that breather and remind myself that being calm, centering myself, being ready when the kids come home to deal with the explosion of behaviors, the explosions of feelings, is more important than putting the clothes away in their dresser right now. So I'm going to drink my coffee. It's only my 3rd cup for the day. Don't worry, it's half decaf. I drink my coffee. I'm going to eat my lunch. I'm going to take a little break for mom. And calm down. Get ready for the rest of the week. It's Monday. It's my first actual break in 2.5 days, and just going to work on centering myself so I can be the best mom my kids need once they get home. Let's try it. Talk to you soon.